You mentioned, yes, it is. It's something for everyone. You mentioned communication there. What you work a lot in marketing and PR, I know. So what is the sort of impact that you're seeing? I can see that messages and having some sort of reassurance to the customers is very important now. I can also see myself deleting all the emails that I'm getting from every CEO that I've ever given my email address to about how amazing their cleaning standards are now. So what is the sort of line that these companies should be walking, and what should they be thinking of?
Well, first of all, we're all desperately seeking some sort of level of guidance. You know, it's all new territory for a lot of us at this stage, and some government are handling that much better than others, I would say. So this has to be, there is a political lead that needs to happen around us. We need to get certain levels of guidance. I don't necessarily care where sometimes that guidance comes from. I just think that it immediately establishes consumer trust. When we know this is what we have to do and this is what we have to adhere to. Most people are like children are, even when they grow up, they quite like direction. Most people actually don't mind it so very much. What we mind is not understanding what the directives are, or what are the guidelines. We quite miss, you know, in England, you know, we've sort of not quite understood sometimes what was set around lockdown. Whereas I have to use my own country, Denmark, where everybody certainly seemed to understand what was being said very, very early on. So that is about communication, and it's all very well hotels cleaning themselves, so to speak, top to bottom, and making very you know, internally understanding what standards they have to live up to in order to open up their doors again. But if how you conduct yourself in this new normal is not being communicated, not in a talking down to anyone or belittling people, but actually explaining to people how they will have to conduct themselves when they enter a hotel, what will and what will not be appropriate in the new normal. I think that is where a lot of communication efforts should go, so that, you know, when you arrive at a hotel, there will just be things that you will not be doing anymore. I can't imagine that we will be going to the buffet for a while, for example, but I don't know, maybe we will, maybe there will be a way of doing it. And the same thing goes for a lot of other things. If you think that if you are lucky enough to go on a holiday abroad in October, I'm going to say October for the sake of it. If you think it's going to be like the holiday you had last year in October, you're very much mistaken. And that needs to be communicated. And this is what I mean. We need to be, this collective reset. The industry, all the industries, and all the consumers of all the various industries. We need to sing from the same hymn sheet, and we need to understand what is required of us as individuals when we go out there and travel. So I think that sort of answers your question to some extent, because it's not going to be enough just to deep clean everywhere.
Yeah.